Ariella here. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to do something a little bit different than we have in the past couple of weeks. I'm going to show you how to do Nadi Shodhana pranayama, which is alternate nostril breathing. And it is something that you can do to relax. It is also something that you can do to kind of give yourself a little bit more energy. It's a really great new technique. It's one of the first breathing practices I learned when I started doing yoga back in New York in 2007, 2008. I'll never forget my teacher telling us that on her commute back from the city on the Long Island Expressway that she could often be seen, doing alternate nostril breathing in her car, and she was saying, God, I don't know what people are thinking when they see me do it, but it works. So alternate nostril breathing is basically what it sounds like. You're breathing in through one nostril and then the other. And something that we don't realize that we do is that one nostril is always doing the bulk of the breathing at alternate times. So this is something that our body does naturally, and we just don't realize that it's happening. So at any point in time, you could be breathing in more through one nostril than the other, and the time that you can really feel this is when you're congested, right? So this is something that ancient yogis kind of knew instinctually through their practice, and it's now where some science starting to kind of confirm all of those practices that are thousands and thousands of years old. Nadi Shodhana is alternate nostril, and then breathing, pranayama. Pranayama is breath work. It is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. So what we tend to see in our yoga practice is asana, which is one of the other 8 limbs of yoga, but one of the other and important parts of yoga is breathing and the breath. And breath is the life force, right? We wouldn't be here without our breath. So this is one of the few breathing techniques, and it's the one that I know the best. So I'm going to teach it to you today. So to start, and then I'll add some facts after we get started. But to start, you can take your thumb and you can use your ring finger. And I know we are in the year of the pandemic, and so we're not supposed to be touching our hands. So I recommend, we're not supposed to be using our hands to touch our face. So I recommend washing your hands or sanitizing your hands before you go and touch your face, and then keep some hand sanitizer nearby, or you can wash your hands when you're done before you start, before you do anything else. So with that said, you can take your thumb and your ring finger, and you can let's start by just breathing in through both our nostrils. So let's take a nice slow breath in and slow breath out. Okay, so now take your thumb and cover, let's say, your right nostril. So, and this might, you can use your right hand to cover your right nostril, or you can start with your left. If you're a righty or a lefty, that's totally up to you. You can swap this. I happen to be a righty, so I'm going to take my right thumb and I'm going to cover my right nostril. And then I'm going to inhale through my left. And then with my ring finger, cover my left, open up my right, and breathe out my right. With my right nostril uncovered, I'll inhale. Close it up with my thumb. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then you just keep doing that for as long as you feel like you need to. I can often be seen doing this when I am dealing with a very challenging 4-year-old and I need to calm down, because if I calm down, he'll calm down, and there have been many times where I have sat against my car doing this to just calm myself down so I can then handle my child. Some other things that I actually just recently learned thanks to the Science of Yoga book and Ann Swanson, which is one of my favorite movement and yoga science accounts. So breathing through your left nostril, also known as Chandra or moon breath, and yes, I am looking at notes because I would forget all of this the minute I turned on record. Chandra or moon breath is breathing in through your right nostril, which you're breathing in your left nostril, which triggers the right hemisphere of your brain. and then breathing in your right nostril, which is Surya, it's sun breath, and it's triggering the left side of our brain. So there is some research to show that if you do left nostril breathing, so that you are breathing in and out through just your left nostril, it's going to activate the parts of your brain that are responsible for your parasympathetic nervous system. Your parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for rest and digest. So that is how we can get our heart rate down. That's when our body starts to relax. And that's where we start to feel a little bit more calm, as opposed to our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight response. And that's the instinctual response to kind of run away from tigers or bears, or freak out when your kid goes to touch a hot stove or something. Those are our fight or flight responses. The opposite of that is our rest and digest. So that's telling us to calm down, it's calming our body, it's calming our heart rate down. So if you want, you can continue to breathe in and out through your left nostril. So you can, again, I'm a righty, so I would just cover up my right nostril. And something that this does, it kind of elongates your inhales and your exhales. And elongating your exhale, regardless if you're doing alternate nostril breathing or just breathing on your own, maybe doing belly breaths, that is also going to tap into your parasympathetic nervous system, and it's going to start to calm your body down. So what you could do, if you want, you could breathe in through both nostrils. This might also work great if you have maybe a deviated septum, or you're congested or something that's going on. You can breathe in through both and exhale through one. Breathe in through both. Exhale through the other. So that's alternate nostril breathing in a nutshell. There's a lot of information on it. There's a lot of really good historical information on it. There's a lot of good scientific information on it. I am not going to go through that here because I am not an expert, and you really should be reaching out to the people who know this information really, really well if you want to get, really in-depth knowledge. I am not that person. I'm just a yoga teacher with a 200-hour certification, so I'm not an expert in those fields. But I did want to share this breathing exercise with you because I hope that it will be a good tool to kind of maybe relax your body, calm any anxiety, and just try to set your baseline a little bit lower, since I know a lot of us are probably feeling like we just have this baseline anxiety right now, and this is one of those tools that you can use to try to keep your try to get that baseline a little bit lower. And on top of that, anything else that you need to do to kind of take care of yourself, whether it be therapy, medication, better sleep, saying no to things, cutting off social media, lots and lots of tools to really help you take care of yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this. Remember to wash your hands. I'm going to go do that in just a minute, and enjoy. Thanks for joining me.